Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel and Angela. I want to welcome you warriors to another topic. On this topic, we will be talking about reenacting the same story with the narcissist. Reenacting the same story with the narcissist. So, I chose to speak about this, you guys, because I don't think that a lot of us understand how much of a role we're playing in the life of the narcissist that we are surrounded by. As many of you guys can see, anytime you're in the presence of any type of narcissist, whether it's your family, friends, or people that you work for, it's always a shit show. And that's really what it is. It's always some type of drama. There's always some type of game being played. Knowing what a narcissist is gives you the advantage of knowing what they're going to do. The narcissist is always playing a game, even if you truly don't want to play. This is why they leave you in pain. This is why they discard you. This is why they say nasty things to you and walk away from you, and then you'll hear from them again. So this is part of them reenacting their actions, by hoovering you, by discarding you, by being repetitive with everything that they do. In the beginning, everything might seem like maybe it's coincidental. Maybe this is helping your relationship get stronger. People will come out of the woodworks, friends, family, trying to help you, maybe trying to help you see things clear. But even they know that they look at you like a lost cause, like you're just not going to get it, because at the end of the day, and you've been around this narcissist, and they don't know this narcissist the way you know them, right? But you do notice a pattern. You do notice that when holidays come around, or when, birthdays come around, they tend to do the same things. It's very repetitive. You know how their anger can get, their jealousy. You know that certain things will trigger them that just does not make sense. So another thing that I think is very important with reenacting is that people from your past are also reenacting in your life in the future. The past, the present, and the future. And these people might seem like you might never see them again, or you might never hear from them again, and then you go somewhere and you see them, or they come out of nowhere and they make you think of, even if you're not connected to this person anymore, you might bump into them again, and you might tell yourself, I remember when me and this person were friends. I remember that this person wasn't really a good friend. I remember that this person stole from me. I remember that this person pretended to be my friend, and they were talking bad about me with other people and starting rumors, or getting other people to hate me, or trying to talk to my boyfriend or my husband, someone that I really care about, behind my back. You might think to yourself, wow, I remember I did something to that person. Or, you might have people from your past that, come out of nowhere and they tell you that, they might have not had a good experience with you, and you might not even remember it, because you might have been young. But people from your past will play a role in the future some way, somehow. Or they'll be connected to someone that you know. And by knowing that every relationship, every connection, the people you connect to can be connected to, people from your past, or even enemies, or people that view you as an enemy. like I said, that's why it's so very cautious to know that in this life that we live in, there is always going to be a reenactment. And I told you guys, I actually talked about energy in a video where I had went to a job interview, and I ended up seeing the same person that interviewed me. It was just not a good situation. So when I was in that interview, I was just like, wow, and it was almost like a movie. And this life we live in, it's like a movie. We were destined to play certain roles. Excuse my background, you guys. I am outside, but like I said, I wanted to talk to you guys real quick because I'm just amazed at life, and how life works sometimes. But there's this reenactment, and it's almost as if you're playing this role, right, in your life that you're just unaware of. And you're just doing stuff and you're just living life, but you have moments where you think you're sad. You have moments where, you're going through different emotions, and eventually, you start to see the world in a different light, because you start seeing the connections. It's kind of like karma, just, it's like the energy around you is just this connection between people, and that's why I always say, it's, you have to watch how you treat others. You just never know. And even the people that treat you bad, sometimes even those people, need to be forgiven, even though you've learned a lesson, and you've learned about energy and who you do not want to surround yourself with. But there's always going to be like an reenactment from your past. That's what I did notice. I mean, you can literally it's like you can move out of state, you can go somewhere else, and there's just always going to be something that's going to happen that you're just going to be like, wow, small world. Even when we do, like when you watch a crime show, for example, and these people are going to court, and they're going to trial, and during trial, the DA and all these lawyers are, they're reenacting the event of when that person got murdered, right? They're reenacting the event based on what? Based on the type of people they were dealing with, based on the location. They try to figure out who's connected to who. If there's any connections from one murder, like say there's a serial killer and this person is committing a crime, and there's certain details about the crime that are the same as another crime in another area, another city, maybe even another state. But these crimes are all both connected to each other because the way the person reenacted that crime, it's identical and it's the same. And not only is it the same, but once you get into the mind of that person and you know what they're capable of murder, you know that they're going to reenact this same event, the same crime. You know they're going to reenact it again. It's kind of like a serial killer that, they only go after, women, or they only go after children, or they only go after men, or they go after, gay men. They go to gay bars. They go after their victims at a specific location. They're reenacting an event based on their personality, based on who they are. And that's exactly how the narcissist is. The narcissist is reenacting their cheating, their lying, their pathological lying, just having no empathy, and the way they treat people, their relationships. They're reenacting every single relationship they're in. And this is why they look at you as if you're the same person they've always dealt with, because if they're reenacting a crime and the crime is feeding off people's energies, based on whatever supply they're getting from you, and you might think to yourself, well, I'm not the type of person that buys or gives anyone stuff. I don't let people use me. But in their mind, if you're giving them attention, if you're giving them conversation, if you're giving them intimacy, if you're being a counselor to them, if you're being a friend to them, that's supply to them. It doesn't matter what you give them. That's enough supply for them. My whole thing is that the narcissist, no matter what they do, they're reenacting when they're going to break up with you, when they're going to hoover you. They're reenacting everything, the whole relationship, even until the end. Until they, even if you don't talk to them for years, in their mind, they know the relationship ended really bad. They know that. They know it, and they know that they didn't give you any closure. They hate giving you closure. They do that on purpose because they want you to wonder what they're doing, even if they're not doing anything. This person might be a bum, and you're sitting here thinking they're doing something spectacular with their life, and they're not. All because they have reenacted these events over and over again, and during these discards, they might have, done certain things to you that they know you're never going to forget. So that's why they leave you. And this is why even if they hoover you back years later, in their mind, it's, I know I never gave you closure because I don't give anyone closure. And if you allow me to come back and play with you, I'm super ready to reenact this hoover and do everything all over again. Like I'm ready to do it all over again if you allow me to. And if I'm dealing with someone, I'm willing to leave them to go with you because I made sure that I was like 4 or 5 steps ahead of you and her, or him and him. I already knew that there is a possibility. I already knew that if I leave this new supply, I already know that in a couple of months, I'll be able to hoover them because they still haven't realized that all I do is reenact the same story with different people. And part of reenacting is, keeping the same type of friends around. Even if this narcissist is acting like he's with a whole new group of friends, most likely his new group of friends are just like his old ones. Maybe this narcissist feels like he's hanging around certain friends that, are giving him some type of status. All he's going to do is, reenact the same type of relationships that he's had with these people. And not only that, he's going to try to reenact whatever personality that these people have. They're going to imitate them. They're going to imitate them in order to fit into their lifestyle. Whoever their friends are, whoever they're surrounding themselves with. The narcissist is a chameleon, and not only are they stealing information and stealing personality traits from different people, but then there's what always brings the narcissist to light is that they're eventually, even though they're love bombing maybe the new supply, they're going to eventually reenact what they've always reenacted, because their trauma is so deep that they can't see within themselves to have empathy they can't have empathy to see the pain in others. So if you can't see the pain in others, you can't truly change. They might have stolen, certain personality traits from you in order to satisfy, the new supply, or pretend to have empathy because they've studied people who are empathetic. That's all they attract, because that's all they like to do in order to reenact their whole little play that they do. So if they're not able to see the pain that they're causing others, they're eventually going to get out of that character that they're playing with this person. It's just, the mask is just going to slip. And it's just like, if one bad thing happens to the narcissist, or if people around that new supply start to question the narcissist is going to be easily angered, or their temper, everything is going to change. Their personality is going to change. Once the narcissist feels any type of devaluation or anything, they start to crumble. So they're quickly going to get angered. They're going to turn into who they truly are. And, what sucks about that is that this new supply is going to try to figure out what's going on to save the relationship, because, they've invested their time. And eventually, after so many tries and so many, it's like they're trying to repeat the relationship over and over again, because the narcissist is like, okay, I'm sorry. They hoover you because they know that even though they're wrong and they won't admit to it, they feel as if you should forgive them regardless of what they do, even if it's something really horrible. And they feel like, okay, well, I just want to do over. I just want to do over. I just want to do over. That's basically how they feel. I just want a do-over. And this is why they won't leave you alone. This is why they start stalking you, calling you from, blocked numbers, adding you on social media, and all these fake pages, and emailing you, telling you how much they love you and how much they're sorry, and telling you how you guys are soulmates, because now they're looking at it like, okay, I know that I can keep getting supply, but I actually have to work to get that supply. And that's another reason why they try to get to know the people around you. They try to sabotage your friendships, your family, and even sleep with them. And it's because they don't want to start all over. They rather make you more miserable and then start off from there, because their whole purpose is supply. Another thing about reenacting is that, like I said, as many people are connected and as the internet is growing and we're able to connect now actually faster, the narcissists, they're always on guard. They know that this is why they're not loyal to anyone, because they know it's easy to be caught at this point. They don't care. So they know that, people just don't fall in love in one day. So they go back to the past supply, and then they think that they can reenact this whole thing again. Or maybe the narcissist is going through financial problems, right? What they're going to do is, all of a sudden they're going to show you empathy. They're going to do all the things that you wanted them to do. And you're like, wow, they're actually listening to me. So while you're thinking, wow, they're actually listening to me, they're building their energy off of you. So by the time their energy is built all the way up and things are going their way, this is where they'll discard you again. And you were thinking, like, I thought that you wanted to reenact this whole event again and do something different. And they're kind of like, no, this is kind of what I do all the time. I reenact these events, I make them up, and I drive people crazy. And I start to view everyone as being the same. This is why they think all of their supplies are the same, but that's because they're going after the same type of people. And once they meet someone that's exactly like them, they can't handle it. They just can't handle it. And this is why you will see, narcissists with each other and, discarding each other and then, victimizing other people just so that they can get together in the end. Another thing that I noticed is that while you're going through all these problems with the narcissist and this person is reenacting all these events with you, you're literally losing yourself. It's like what you want doesn't matter anymore. It's like everything that you do is for the narcissist. If you do your hair or if you get ready or put on an outfit on, everything is for the narcissist. You start doing stuff for them. And at the same time, you're kind of probably doing it for yourself as well. The only problem with that is that the narcissist knows that. This is when they start chipping at your self-esteem. They bully you. It's like the more you start to care about them, and now you're like, okay, this person has love bombed me. Now it's time for me to show them that I'm thankful. That I'm thankful for having them in my life, and for us not being perfect, but they're still around. So it must be love, right? That's literally how we look at things. And what happens is that they start chipping at your self-esteem when you're happy. When, you're excited or you're doing something special for them, they will find reasons to mess everything up. You can't, you do a romantic dinner for them. They're going to be impatient while you're driving there. They're going to be nagging about, the waitress. They're just going to make the whole experience awful. And then if you say anything, they will bully you. And they'll even leave you, high and dry, literally by yourself. They'll mess the whole night up and then they'll leave. And act like everything that you did for them just didn't mean anything. They'll start to compare you to people. They'll start to belittle you and your accomplishments. They'll cheat. They'll steal from you. They'll blame you for their unrealistic expectations. And when you do accomplish something, you guys, it's like it's not good enough. When you fail at something, they'll step on you and, spit on you, literally. They are pathological liars. And because they are pathological liars, they love secrecy. That's one thing about the narcissist. They love secrecy. They love to feel like they always have one over on you. They're always doing things behind your back. I mean, these are the type of people that you can help them and they'll go behind your back and go buy a car and not tell you. And they'll, be coming to your house, driving their old car and have a new car and, be driving to other people's houses with the new car, and you're the person that has helped them out and, has really motivated them to work hard, They are the type of people to, have like multiple phones. They definitely have secret lives with people. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people also don't even understand, and how deep it is. It's like, I think one day I was watching like a episode of Oprah, like an old episode where she had a man that was narcissistic and he was married to like 6-7 different women in different in different, I think, cities and different states. And, it was like the same routine in every relationship he was in. It was a lot of beautiful women, and he was still playing the same game with everyone. In the narcissist mind, they are the prize, and they feel as if they chose you, and you just have to do what they tell you to do. They're really pretty much really predators, you guys. By the time that you guys realize the abuse, you'll be stuck in trauma, in a dark place inside yourself. Once you have repeated the same thing over and over again, maybe you've been doing this for like a year with a narcissist. Eventually you will lose yourself, and you will be trapped in this dark hole that no one can help you get out of. And not even the narcissist. And while you're in that dark hole, you're really not understanding why you feel like that. Because by then, you will come to the conclusion that this person has abused you on and off for a long time. And by the time you realize it and you know what's going to happen next, that's when the depression starts to kick in. You start to tell the narcissist, maybe you and the narcissist, you guys aren't fighting or anything, and you're in a good mood. You start to tell the narcissist that you don't feel good because, you're really tired of fighting, or you're tired of the on and off, and it's giving you anxiety, and, it's starting to make you feel depressed. And, the narcissist will pick that opportunity to walk away from you, to call you weak. And when you feel like there's no one to turn to, you fall in a deeper hole. You fall in a hole so deep inside of yourself that you're scared to come out. And when you do speak to the narcissist, it's like you literally want to die. And these are the type of people to tell you to kill yourself. They're watching you in pain. They're watching you suffer. And they're kind of like, I always do this to people. Not everyone reacts like you, but wow, I can't do anything for you. I can't save you. If you're expecting me to save you, you're just going to be waiting your whole life, because I'm not going to save you. And that's literally their attitude. And by the time you're in that mood, you can talk to people and tell them how you feel. You might start crying because you're so hurt about it. You feel hurt that someone you trusted stole your energy. And if you're upset about this, people might start telling you that you're being dramatic. When you cry, maybe people give you this look like, oh my God, she's crying, he's crying. Like they just don't know what to do to make you feel better. And then on top of that, they're not the reason for your pain. And then they can't save you. So you start feeling like you're talking to the wall. You're feeling like no one's home, like you're inside of a box and you're trapped. And when you're in that deep state, you can't do anything right. You can't do, it's like everything you dreamed of is out of sight and out of mind. And now the only thing that you're thinking about is the narcissist. Now you're stuck thinking about everything the narcissist has done to you, right? You're dwelling on the words. You're dwelling on the different experiences that you went through. You're thinking about the past. You're thinking about things they did to you at a precise time. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, why didn't I realize what was going on right there and then? Because deep down, your inner you knows that you've been going back and forth for so long, and you already know what they're going to do before they do it. But until that person is away from you and they've discarded you or you've discarded them and you've had time to really think, you start thinking about the past and all these different events that they tried to make you feel like you were crazy, or tried to act like you were blind, like you didn't see what you saw, or it wasn't that serious, and you realize that it was serious, and you can't even react, you can't get angry because they're gone and they don't care. So now you're angry and they're kind of like, see, I told you, you're going to be miserable forever. You're never going to find anyone. And you're feeling like there's this demon that just literally came into your life and really made you sell yourself for free. And you feel tricked. You feel like someone stole your light and they tricked you. And when you're feeling like this, you guys, and you're in this dark place, it's like you're here, but you're not here. And I say this because as we're talking about reenactment and trauma reenactment, you guys, is the process that includes compulsively repeating attitudes, patterns, and behaviors. So if you're repeating attitudes, behaviors, and patterns according to what happened to you, because now you're compulsively repeating these thoughts in your head, and thoughts create reality. And when you're repeating the past in your head, you're repeating every day the same, even if you're not with the narcissist. You're living in the past. You're living in hurt. You're living in pain, regret, betrayal. And you're afraid to live. You're afraid to live in the future. You're afraid to live in the present, to have a better future. And you can't live in the present, in that present moment, because you're reenacting your past in your mind. And when you wake up in the morning, you might tell yourself, today I'm going to work out. Today I'm going to do this different. Today I'm going to do that. And then you don't end up doing none of it. Or you end up doing one thing, and then the rest of the day, you're just reenacting these thoughts of the narcissist in your mind. And instead of thinking of your goals and how you're going to move forward so that one day you can look at the past and see that it was just part of your story and it was just part of the past, and that you were able to move on and create actual memories that are actually happy and meaningful. Instead of thinking of those things, you're letting time pass by, and then all of that time that you could have been doing something to benefit your future, by the time you realize it, all that time was spent with you stuck in the past. The good thing about learning about reenactment is that you can change your mind. You can understand that if you don't change your mind, you're going to reenact certain events over in your head. You're going to have dreams about these things, and you're going to start even having people from your past reenacting these events again in your life. And you're thinking, oh, this is a person from my past. Everything is okay. No, if you're living in the past and these people from the past keep popping up, apparently you're still in the past. So that's my whole point with reenactment. Another thing is that in my experience of reenactment, I don't know if you guys believe in like reincarnation, but I told you guys about dreams I've had that came true. I had a dream about COVID-19 before, like 2 years before it happened. I spoke to one person about it, and I'm glad that I did, because by the time it happened, they believed me. And it's not because I'm psychic. People tell me, you're psychic. No, it's because I'm observant and I'm watching people reenact their lives over and over and over again. And if you're reenacting something for so long, you're going to have different results, but it's always going to end with a bad result. And it's just going to keep getting worse. And if you know it's going to get worse, you already have a conclusion of what's going to happen according to that. Another reason, before I get off this recording, I wanted to talk about reenactment, because someone very close to me, my cousin that I'm close to, literally tried to commit suicide. And I know a lot of people, that have been victims of narcissist abuse, even myself, have been in that stage where you're so low, you're just like, I want to disappear. Like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I'm waking up every day and I'm just wondering why I'm here. And I'm just tired of looking at the days and the nights, pass by. So, I guess my whole purpose in this video is to change your thought pattern. When you think about doing something, just do it. Even if you feel like by the time you're doing it, you don't have as much inspiration anymore, still do it. Because you already had put those thoughts in the universe, and just do it. Even if you don't feel like it, you already thought about it, just do it. And, if it doesn't work out, one day when you are in a better mood, do it again if those thoughts come out, and see that maybe this time it will work out in your best favor. It's like going through life not understanding why narcissists are messing with you or firing you from work, and finally understanding that you have a purpose and that you have to learn to let people be themselves, and you have to learn how you can survive around these people. And you can do it. You have it in you because you have the tools. You have the keys now. You're living in the present, right? So you'll have a better future. And you'll have happy memories. We all have traumas. We all have, bad stories to tell, right? But it's about who can make it out of that trauma, who can live in the present. It's about who can live in the present and who can create a better future for you and for your family. So I hope this video, you guys, was helpful. I know I kind of rambled on and went in circles like I normally do, but I really hope that I can heal and help someone out there, because, right now with COVID-19, with domestic violence going up, I did want to bring some domestic violence awareness and ways of moving forward and not staying stuck in the past. So, love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share if you care. Bye.